So it's been a while since I made the last video because there has been a lot of things that has been happening and going on in my life, and from now on I actually thought of starting to create videos in Finnish too, but because I started my TikTok during summer and really invested my time in it, I feel like maybe that is more naturally me. I feel like in these long form videos it's easier for me to speak in English because I can structure my thoughts in a different way. But I also feel that in order for me to truly be myself and authentically express how I feel, creating videos in my native language would be more natural to me. But again, I might not, who knows? Because creating content to social media, to different platforms, it's usually, for me personally, it is really tightly connected to how I'm feeling. So I might be feeling like speaking in English one day, and the other day I might be wanting to make videos in Finnish. The reason why I haven't been really uploading any videos to YouTube is because I worked in the harbor for the last 3 months, and it's been quite the ride. It's been really exhausting too, because I've been working a 9 to 5 and also sometimes double shifts, working during nights. It was really emotionally and just spiritually draining. I felt that I was sort of forced to be in a surrounding where I wasn't being fulfilled. I didn't feel fulfilled. But again, sometimes we have to do things we don't always want to do, and specifically for work and income, we cannot always just sit and wait for grants or other means of income. So I just kind of took matters into my own hands, and I decided that I'm going to work the summer. I'm going to really balance out my finances, and so after that I can kind of find a new way or turn the new leaf in creating social media or creating content for social media. Because you also, of course, yeah, you can be an artist, you have all the time in the world, but then again, what are you going to do with the time if you're stressing about your finances? That is not a way to live. So I felt that maybe take a different approach this time and really kind of stabilize my day-to-day life, because I'm a Virgo and I have a lot of earth signs in my chart, so I felt that I need stability, and I needed to know where my income is coming from. I would also say that I'm a really practical person, so being in this very creative mode and kind of without structure or routine, which I have really clear routines, but I felt that the days were not structured, and sometimes I was also missing kind of socializing with people, because when you are working as an entrepreneur or an artist, you might be working a lot on your own. And even if that's something I enjoy doing, every now and then I felt that I was missing out on meeting people other than my friends. I felt like I didn't have a proper community of people. So just deciding to work in the harbor for the summer felt like a relief in so many ways. I noticed that it was actually the right decision, because now that the contract has ended and I have all the free time in the world, I can really invest in a new iMac for myself, so I can really edit these videos. That should also kind of make things easier for me. In the past couple of months, I did start my TikTok account. I noticed that I enjoy sharing daily thoughts and occurrences that are happening in my life. And creating YouTube videos just really took a toll, because I'm not a totally perfectionist, but I would say that I wanted to make videos that were still edited and on some level. So I didn't want to just make a video and post it as it is. So it really did take some time for me to create a video, and whenever I wouldn't be posting at the time that I wanted to, I felt I was so guilty. I felt shame that I couldn't keep these promises to myself, because especially in changing habits, let's say you're starting your social media, I felt that in the beginning you really need to keep your promises. You need to, if you've promised to yourself or to your audience that you will be posting every week, it really is super important that you do that, because this also builds the trust towards yourself, the trust you have with yourself, because you can trust that you are going to do it. And you're not only going to do it when you feel like doing it, because otherwise we wouldn't be doing much if we would always listen to how we feel. Of course, there has to be true and authentic excitement in what you do, and I love making these videos to you, but sometimes I must admit I was out of topics, or I felt like some topics were too, I was diving too deep in subjects that I didn't really know much about, and I thought that me just sharing my thoughts wouldn't be enough, that I would have to have like, I don't know, information, like really backed information, like to kind of tie everything together. But maybe that was just me feeling uncertainty, which is another thing that we go through phases where for me, like life was very uncertain in April and May, and I felt that I needed some stability. Like that was the first thing that I needed over everything else. So it was quite natural that I chose the contract to work in the harbor, even if at times it felt like I took a step back. Like I've been studying for the past, I would say 6-7 years, studying photography, studying art, and then I would just gladly go back to doing where I started, like doing the work where I started from. It felt a bit like I was quitting or I was giving up on something, on my dreams. But then again, I understood that sometimes the 3D reality is not matching how you're feeling about your own life, and you cannot let it actually stop you. Because if you would always be looking around and thinking how things are not adding up or things are not looking as they should, we are only putting energy and our focus on the things that are not working. This is energy that you're taking out from actually energetically feeling that you are living that life that you want to. And in this case, I mean, I was working in the harbor and I was feeling more energetically aligned with myself than I did before, because I could rely on my income, I could rely on routines, I could rely on my free time because I knew when I would have it. And on top of that, because I had less free time, I was actually using it more wisely. So the free time I had, I made sure that I only did things that I wanted to do and not meeting up with people that I didn't want to see, or who, I wouldn't say waste my time, but people who are not really taking you forward or are not your closest friends. But I was just sharing the time and investing my time into things that I didn't really want in my life. And so the summer and the contract in the harbor was definitely needed. And now I can say that things have shifted, things have changed. I feel like I'm a different person after the summer. Obviously, time has passed, and I feel like I know more how I want to create and build my YouTube, and also what are the true topics that I feel really intuitively excited to do. Like the fear of being seen and the fear of judgment that I had maybe at the start of this year have definitely subsided. I feel more confident in what I'm doing, and I know better who I am and how I want to proceed and continue with this channel. From now on, I'll be posting weekly videos. Yeah, I'll be seeing you next week then. Bye bye.